Hey, what's up? It's Steph. We're back with Steph's World on Spotify. And I'm really excited about this guest because I've been laughing at this page for months now. This is HofisBetter, one of the co creators. Damian, thanks for coming by.
Happy to be here.
So, how did you guys start this page? How did it come about?
I'll try to keep it short, but Hof started in 2008, and we started with house parties. That's actually how everything got going. We were fresh out of high school, me and the other co-founders, and it was the foot of the recession, so there were a lot of foreclosed homes and properties, and just when everybody was telling us to like leave Sacramento and go get a degree or go chase your dreams, we were like, well, it's kind of desolate and nothing to do here in Sacramento. So why don't we just stay here and create stuff to do? There's no competition. So um, started with house parties. Those scaled up to warehouse parties and field parties and parking lot parties and things of that nature. And then from there, we moved into nightlife and we worked just about every club, bar in Sacramento at some point promoting there. And then that landed us at Tiger on K Street, which is a nightclub lounge um, right there on K Street. So and then really the page was something we've always done. We've always had a blog before Instagram. We had a blog and we were blogging about local talent, local artists, connecting them to platforms, music platforms, promotional platforms, and just kind of doing a little bit of that on the back end. And then we promote our events. We would just promote the parties that we would throw. So that was the
I love it. And there's so much comedy. There's so many funny skits on it. Like I laugh. I'm dating, my friends are dating in Sacramento. We talk about it on the radio and podcast. You guys talk about how ridiculous it is in Sacramento because it is. It's kind of a shit show trying to date out here. It's
yeah. Yeah, and so really, I mean, it wasn't until the pandemic hit when we were like, okay, well, we can't throw parties anymore, we can't do events anymore. What are we going to do? And we were like, well, let's just work on the page. Let's just work on content. Let's just drop content and let's just
yeah.
gear. Really, it was broader than Sacramento at the beginning, but we realized that our Sacramento content was hitting. Like people were reacting
Yeah.
and engaging with our like funny, goofy, just Sacramento based content.
I
So
could
we kind
relate
of
to the climb the water tower or get back with your ex, these are some
yeah.
relatable posts that you guys are doing. And
Yeah.
how about that Kings game last night? We ended
Oh,
the Warriors
incredible.
dynasty. That was phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh, it was wild. That was
Were you
wild. We
guys
loved it.
around the Golden One Center? Where were you guys at?
We actually were in a meeting creating content for the page
Okay.
as we were watching the game. So we actually made some content for it that we dropped last night and this morning while we were watching it live. So yeah, I mean that, and Mars Parker, he's a comedian. He's one of our good friends. So it just all worked out where we just were like, let's just start making content and dropping funny stuff. And one more comment on that is, I don't know if you remember, but like SNR, right, is no longer really a thing. A
Yeah.
lot of media, traditional media, died off in the pandemic, and so we're just trying to fill a gap and keep it funny, keep it light, and laugh at ourselves. Talking about
Radio's dead,
yeah,
the
radio.
morning show, it's become more national now. They fired us local people, so we're all starting our own podcast, so now there's 100 of them. But, I love what's going on now with TikTok and Instagram and everyone doing the reels because also we have shorter attention spans, so to scroll quickly and laugh for a 10 to 15-second clip, it makes a lot of sense. What would you guys say so Tiger, I see you guys are repping that spot. What is a unknown spot that's kind of hot that we should check out if you're in the Sacramento area? That's kind of a hidden gem.
My favorite right now is the Butterscotch Den.
I've
Um,
heard I haven't been. It's like South Sac, right? They have really unique
uh,
drinks.
yeah, Oak Park, right here.
Okay.
Well, I'm in Midtown right now, but yeah, Oak Park. It's amazing. It's the old Henry's. If you're familiar with Henry's,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, Henry's was like a legendary dive bar. It was old. I know that much. A lot of history there, and now it's the Butterscotch Den. So it has the traditional sort of you cook your own food there. So you prepare your own food. So if you order a steak, for example, and vegetables, they bring it out to you raw, and then there are grills in the center of the venue where you go and you cook your steak in public, basically, along with everybody else, and they have a live music stage. It's just a cool spot to
That's a
go.
neat touch. So
Yeah.
how did the cross promotion with Tiger come about, and what do you guys do when you're at Tiger?
So we, like I mentioned, we jumped into nightlife promotions back in 2018, 19, worked every bar and club in town. Tiger eventually was the one venue that was like, hey, we'll give you guys basically the venue to do whatever, to do all of the programming, to do everything top to bottom. Every venue and club we worked at before that was like, we'll give you a Friday, we'll give you a Saturday type thing.
Yeah.
Tiger was like, we see what you guys are doing. We see the impact. We'll give you guys the entire thing and let you guys run it top to bottom. And so that's how the partnership came. So we program it, we do the hiring, we do the firing, we do the programming, we do the booking, we do the promotions, and um, pretty much manage it top to bottom at this point.
That's a lot of freedom they gave you guys. That's awesome. How did you meet
Yeah.
Mars? How did you guys become friends and work together?
Oh my God. Mars is
Eiffel
a
Tower.
yeah, I know Mars is a long time friend. I mean, we're same age.
Which is, are
He's
you guys 18? So you guys are babies, right?
no, I just turned 35.
Oh my God. You guys
Yeah,
look like babies. You look young.
yeah, that's wild.
I
Yeah,
can't even
well,
go to a club anymore. Like if it starts past 8 p.m., it's past my bedtime.
it's,
Like I want to go, but I'm asleep.
I'm starting to get there too. I'm starting to get there too.
So
But
yeah,
yeah,
how did
no,
you guys
Mars.
come about?
Well, we've all been hanging out, honestly. Mars. I mean, there's a lot of us kind of like around that contribute. There's a lot of people that I can name, but Mars is somebody that's been a longtime friend. He was going to our warehouse parties back in 2011, 2012. And then he moved to LA for a while, did some acting and some comedian stuff, and then he moved back to Sacramento. And when he moved back, we teamed up, and he's a comedian, and so we were always promoting his shows and just promoting whatever he was doing, and in turn he'd promote whatever we were doing, and it's kind of like a brotherhood to a degree, where it's just like you know, I'm not really a comedian or an actor in that sense. I do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Actually, I'm probably the least known in terms of public facing, but I handle a lot of the stuff nobody sees.
The
The
ins and
back,
outs, yeah. At
the
least
ins and
then you won't
outs.
get, pummeted. Someone told me why Sacramento sucks at dating, and I love this concept because I moved to LA for 7 years too, and, did radio and moved back home to Sacramento. That it's if you didn't make it in the Bay Area and LA, you move back to Sacramento or you end up in Sacramento. So it's like failed people that are kind of cool and sort of talented all trying to date and the dating pool and thinking they're cooler than they are. And I love that concept of like we're all like a lot of 6 and 7s and we
Yeah,
wanna date 9s and 10s, and it's
yeah.
just not working out, and I dig it.
Ah,
I don't
that's a
know.
hilarious way to look at it. That's
Yeah.
freaking
I'm
hilarious.
okay with us being like the black sheep of California though. Like I love Sacramento. I
Yeah.
rep it. I'm in West Sac, but I've lived in
Okay.
Midtown and I absolutely dig this area and people that live in LA that I've never even visited. It's the capital. I get shocked. I'm like, it's the redheaded stepchild of
Mhm.
California, but we have a lot of talent to offer.
I have a tweet that I went out years ago where I said, "Don't let moving out of Sacramento be your biggest accomplishment,
Ah,
and don't let moving back be your biggest failure." Something like that.
okay, yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
No, because some of us I was like, "Oh, I'm never leaving Hollywood," right? I'm gonna stay in Hollywood. That's where I'm at. It's so expensive and it's so crazy, and I wanted to buy a house and, the prices to buy a house in LA are outstanding. At least
Wow.
Sacramento, it's up and coming, but it's still more financially affordable than Los
Yeah.
Angeles. So, I love it, but it does I swear when you are, like, turning 30 and you think you're gonna stay in a big giant city and you move back home to Sacramento, I think there is a little bit of a sigh of like, okay, I'm gonna go back to my smaller city. But
hmm
you don't have to pay to park to grocery shop here. There's a lot of great things. And it's so diverse.
I have friends that are saying exactly what you're saying now. They moved to LA, did whatever they did there, got a job on Shark Tank or whatever it is,
Yeah.
had like an LA type of job, and now they're really I've had some recent conversations with some people, and they're getting more introspective now. They're like, "Wait, I'm like because in LA it's like La La Land. One person I
Yeah.
spoke to was like, you don't have to grow up there.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to grow up. You can be 45 at the club on a
It's
Saturday night,
weird.
popping
Yeah.
bottles, like
No,
dating a
thank you.
21 year old,
Yeah.
like it's a place where you really don't have to grow up and start taking life seriously. You can just be a child forever. And so I think people are getting to that point where it's like, is this really what I want to do? Or am I going to go somewhere like Sacramento where it's just a more real, pragmatic lifestyle?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what is next for the page? Like, what is the goal of the page or what you guys want to elevate it to eventually?
That's a really good question. I think the way we see ourselves is like, I, I think, that we're finding that out in real time to a degree, like what exactly we want to be and become. On the roughly, what we do know is that at least what we hope to be true of ourselves, is that we are the sort of layer between the culture, youth culture, like the people, and the businesses and the business community and the brands that want to have their message heard or promote something. We feel like we are one of the few pages that is authentic, in terms of like being an authentic Sacramento page and being able to hopefully translate at some point product and services to our community, and be that, like, if you're a brand that wants to be cool and promote your cool event and do something cool, like, you kind of got to go through us at some point. At least we're
Yeah.
hoping to sort of be that digital layer of sort of just Sacramento authenticity, proudness. And obviously we laugh at ourselves. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We poke at the dating scene here. We
Yeah.
laugh at, all these things. And we've really found like the dating pillar of content is just one that's always going to be, you
It's
know,
funny. We all are Eskimo brothers and sisters. We've all dated somebody and like we can relate to like we're like never going to download a dating app again. 3 or 4 months go by. You're
yeah,
lonely. It's a Monday night. You download the damn app and it's the same motherfuckers from a
yeah,
couple years ago. And I love there was one reel I saw and it's like you've never matched with this person, but you're like, oh, Jeff's doing good. He got a new dog. That's great. Like you're checking in on these people in Sac that you don't even know, but they've been on the
yeah.
apps for years. And
I
it's
saw that.
way it's too
Yeah, yeah,
relatable. I
yeah,
don't
and
know if you guys are gonna follow the Oakland A's. I'm really excited about them coming, and the
yeah.
River Cats upped their menu, and they added hot Cheeto
Mm,
elote corn. So I'm really excited about that, I'll be honest, that
okay,
the A's
nice.
have upped the food game at the Sutter Health Park. That's what I care about.
We definitely plan to cover that and be all over it. We were just thinking about a reel the other day, or a TikTok, where it's like the Kings players are kind of, they're the top dogs here. They're the only
Yeah.
professional players, but so them like hanging out, feeling all cool, and then it's like, okay, the A's are coming now, and it's like, oh, they kind of get a little like not worked up, but on their toes a little bit. Where like they're not just the big guys in town now. Now you got the Oakland A's players walking in, and just kind of poking fun at that dynamic a little bit. But yeah, we definitely
Yeah.
plan to like pick up on that. And the other thing I want to say too is, I think you're going to see a lot more just events from HOF moving forward. I think a
Oh,
lot of people know us as a page and as an Instagram page and kind of media platform, but again, that was more secondary to what we really do, which is like throw fat ass parties and just throw big events. And that has been on the back burner to a degree because of COVID and because of the focus on Tiger. And so over the last few years, 5 years, we haven't done an event that's larger than maybe 1,000 people. But prior to Tiger, that's all we did. We did like 5,000 person events. We did like these
wow.
massive things. So we focused on Tiger. We got through the pandemic, and so now we are going to be doing. We have a block party on Capitol Mall coming up in June. We're looking at other things to do as well. So we plan to do more things outside of Tiger and get back to our event throwing days, and pair that with the media and sort of build this monster. So
Nice.
yeah.
I'm helping out with concert in the park, but if you guys ever need like a rock and roll host, let me know. I am down with the
Oh,
rock
hell
scene.
yeah. I love
I
it.
know Sac,
We'll be at
besides
TIT.
Deftones, we don't have a huge rock scene.
I
Okay,
know.
awesome, awesome. I'm gonna introduce some of the bands though. I'm really excited.
Okay.
Well, thank
Nice.
you so much, Damien, for taking time out of your day to stop by the podcast. And I'm definitely
Yeah,
going to keep following the page and seeing the new events and everything you guys are coming out with.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you out at CIP. We're doing the silent disco, so
Oh,
we'll see
okay.
you there.
I'll swing by. I
Yeah,
like I kind of look mentally challenged doing a silent disco, but I'm down to do that. I'll get stoned and join in.
hell yeah. Hey, I appreciate you. It's good